Hello students. Now today we are going to talk about new chapter. Okay, now this new topic is related with the natural, some natural processes, maybe natural disasters. Okay, like say earthquake, lightning, maybe volcanoes. Okay, so there are certain natural phenomena which we are going to study in this topic. And as I am telling that we are going to study natural phenomena, so the name of the lesson is also the same, some of the natural phenomena. Okay, some of the natural phenomena. So in this chapter we are going to study about it's not in a great detail, but still something about volcanoes, little bit about tsunamis, few points about the earthquakes, and maybe also about lightning, also about the charges, how the charges are created. Okay. So to start with, children, you all might have seen lightning in the sky, okay, and might have heard thunderstorms, and in Hindi movies we have seen many a times the song which are based on this bijli kadak kadak and all these things, isn't it? So like these things are very common, we all have seen all these phenomena, isn't it? But now, have you ever noticed that why do we have such lightning in the sky? Okay, what is that? When the flash of lights can be seen in the sky, like what is that, and how, and what is the thing which is producing such lights in the sky? Okay, so we'll talk about this now. So first of all, we are going to talk about this lightning only, that when lightning is produced in the sky, okay, this why it is produced and how it is produced. So children, when there is a friction between the clouds and the air, okay, in detail we are going to have, but just now I am just talking about, I am giving an example. So we will talk in detail about all these things and we will find out why all these things are happening in the sky. So at present, just talking in general. So there is the friction, the force of friction is created between the wind and the clouds. Okay. Now that is the reason this lightning can be seen. One scientist, one very famous scientist, Benjamin Franklin. Okay. Benjamin Franklin. Okay, now this Benjamin Franklin was the first person among, many scientists keep on studying about the same thing, but even he was one of them, very important person, very important scientist, who studied and who said that the charges which are produced in the clouds, it is just like a spark which we can see here. When we have this spark in the electrical appliances, it is same only. He was the first person. You know what he did? He just performed one experiment. He took a kite. Okay, children, he took a kite. Okay, and he flew this kite in the thunderstorm day, when there was a lot of thunder, lightning was there, it was raining. So in that day, that kind of a day, he flew this kite, but this string, okay, the string was made up of, it was of silk. Okay, this is obviously a kite, which we all know, it was there in the clouds. Sometimes it happens that clouds are they fly very near, like they are very close by. Okay. So in that one particular day, when it was a thunderstorm and lightning was there, so our great scientist Benjamin Franklin, he performed one experiment. He took a kite, he flew the kite in this kind of a climate, and this kite had a string which was of silk. Okay children. Now he added key over here. Okay, he kept a key over here. Okay, key, the lock and key wala key. Okay, and it was attached to this, and this one was also attached to a metal. Now what I am talking about children, I am talking about an experiment which was performed by Benjamin Franklin, a scientist. And what did he do? He took a kite, he flew the kite in the rainy stormy day when there was a lightning, there was a thunder. Okay, he took the kite, he added a string to that, he added a string to that, and this string was made up of silk. At the end of this silk string he added a key, and it was again attached to a metal. Okay, now when this kite was flying high, the silk was also, it was the string was little wet. Okay, now when this kite was flying high in the sky, and when he touched this key with the metal, a spark was seen children, spark was seen. Okay, why did this happen? So when the clouds, I will discuss this thing later on in the chapter, that how the charges are developed in the clouds, not now. Okay, so we'll talk about this in the later half of the chapter. I am just talking about an experiment because at this time when this experiment was performed, it was just performed. Afterward he gave the all explanation. Okay, so what happened actually, the clouds which were having charge, okay, the clouds which was having charges, this charge was passed through this string. Okay, through this string it was passed, and it came into the keys, which was seen as a spark. Okay, which was seen as a spark. So that is the reason he said very correctly that the lightning which is seen in the sky is almost, it is same and same to what? It is same as a spark when it takes place in the our lights, our electricity sparks. Okay, it is one and the same thing. Now one more experiment children, it was done by a Greek philosopher. Okay, Thales. This was the first one. He was a Greek philosopher. Okay, now he was a Greek philosopher, and what did he do? He, if you know the umber and all this thing children, he rubbed a piece of umber. Okay, a piece of umber was rubbed by fur. Okay, this chapter is very interesting children. Now see, what did he do? He took, who? Greek philosopher. Okay, he took a piece of umber which was rubbed on a fur. After rubbing it to a fur, what happened? This umber was able to attract small pieces of paper, maybe the straw, all such kind of pieces was getting, it starts getting attracted towards this umber piece. Why did it happen children? So again some charges, it is all is about the story of some charges. Okay, now we will discuss about some more good examples, and then we will find out what all exactly is happening over here. So first of all, till now what we have studied, we have discussed about the two very good experiments. First is done by Benjamin, a great scientist, Benjamin Franklin. What did he do? He took a kite, he flew the kite in the thunder, rainy, stormy day, and he used a silk thread in this kite. Okay, he attached a key and a metal rod to that at the end of the string. Now when the kite was flying, when there was a lightning in the sky, it was observed that the spark was a spark was observed over here also. Why? Because from the clouds the electricity was passed through the silk, it came to where it was passed through this, it came to the this part of the string. Now, second experiment was done by the Greek philosopher Thales. Now, what did he do? He took an experiment. He took a piece of umber which was rubbed on the fur, and after doing this, it started, attracting the pieces of papers and the straws, and all this was getting attracted to this. In our daily life also, we see many examples related to all this. Okay, just take the example. If some one of you wear nylon, it's very rarely that we wear nylons and synthetic clothes, but still we wear it during especially rainy season. When you remove your clothes out from your body, it produces a kind of a crackling sound. Sound comes. I cannot produce that sound obviously, but that sound comes, and that cloth tends to be in your body itself. It doesn't, when you remove, suppose you are removing your sleeves. So, when you remove the sleeves, your hair will get clinched, attached to the cloth, and it will be difficult to remove. It produces a sound. So, what is that? Charges are passing. Okay. Now, take another example, children. If you take a scale, okay, and rub little bit to the paper ball, okay, paper ball, or rub it to your hair, and with the hair, this thing, oil is not there, and just try to keep it on the piece of paper, beads of paper. You will find that beads of paper get attracted to that scale, or the beads of paper are attracting towards the pen if you have taken a pen. Okay, what I am saying, take a pen or a scale, rub it to some, you can rub it to woolen cloth also. Okay, you can rub this to woolen cloth also, to your hair also. When you rub this to woolen cloth and take it near the beads of paper, you will find that the beads of paper are getting attracted to that pen. Or if you take a scale and rub it to the woolen cloth, and then if you take it to the beads of paper, again you will see that the beads of paper are getting attracted towards that pen scale, isn't it? Okay, one more example I will give you. If you take balloon and rub on the woolen sleeves, if you take a balloon and rub on the woolen sleeves and you try to put it on the wall, you will find that it gets attracted towards the wall and it won't fall down. So, what happened when you rub the balloon, when you inflate the balloon? First of all, it has to be blown. So, when you inflate the balloon, when you rubbed it on your clothes like this, and then when you put it on the wall, you were not there. Then why that balloon is there? Why it's not falling down? That means some force has to be there. Due to that force, the balloon is stuck to the wall. It's not coming down. So, what is this force, children? It is only the electrostatic force. Okay, it is due to the electrostatic charge that the balloon doesn't comes down. It is there only. Okay, now you take one more. We can do one more example. You take two balloons. Inflate both of the balloons. Okay, blow both of the balloons. Rub both the balloons on the same kind of a fabric. Okay, on your clothes, and then try to bring both the balloons very close to each other. You will find that both the balloons are repelling each other. They are not ready to get attracted. They are not getting attracted towards each other. Rather, they are moving away from each other. What is this? Again, force of what? Which kind of force? Electrostatic force. Now, what is this electrostatic force, children? We will study this electrostatic force, but still we will perform some more experiments. We will not perform, but we will talk about some more experiments. Okay. So, I will just clean this and then we will talk about few more experiments related to electrostatic force. Okay. So, till now what are the experiments which we discussed? We will just write one line about that so that it remains in our brain, it doesn't comes out. So, first experiment, I am not talking about the Benjamin-Franklin experiment, that is that we know now, we have written on the blackboard also, okay. But the little small experiments which I was talking about, what? Like if a pen is rubbed across a woolen cloth, okay, woolen cloth, the pen attracts small beads of paper. Okay. So this we discussed. Then second, what was the experiment which we discussed, student? Balloon. Balloon, okay, is rubbed against the clothes and brought near a wall. It gets attached to the wall, isn't it? Now, third experiment. What was the third experiment, children? Now, before writing the third experiment, we'll discuss a little bit about that. Now, what we'll do, we'll take a glass rod, okay. This is a glass rod, okay, this chalk, okay. So, this is a glass rod. See, one very special important thing which I want to tell you is, this is a charge. We will discuss what is this charge, but this is a charge which can be produced in the specific kind of pairs only, okay. That means when you rub a particular substance on some particular thing, then only charge will produce. It is not the case that you rub anything XYZ with anything ABCD, the electrostatic charge will be produced. No. Okay, like there are certain pairs, if they come, they are rubbed against each other, then the exchange of charges takes place and then the electrostatic force is generated. Okay. So, it is not the case that if you rub anything with any other substance, if you rub plastic with coal, it won't give any kind of electricity, isn't it? So, if or electrostatic force rather, okay. So, when a particular pair is, when the particular pairs are rubbed with each other, they give rise to what? Electrostatic force, okay. So, now the next experiment is all about, now I have taken a glass rod and if it is wrapped with a silk cloth, okay. If I take a glass rod and this glass rod is rubbed on the silk cloth, then what will happen, children? It is always observed that glass will develop a positive charge, okay. Glass will develop a positive charge. Now, when this rod is brought near another glass rod, okay, when this glass rod is brought near the another glass rod which is also rubbed in the same way with the silk cloth, okay. When two glass rods are rubbed on the silk cloth, both are going to develop positively, both are going to develop positive charge. Now, when these two rods are brought near each other, these two are going to repel each other, okay. Still, do not think that, children, we do not know electrostatic force. We will discuss after this. First, we are talking about the various experiments so that the what is happening actually, that will become clear to you. Now, in this experiment, two glass rods are taken and it is rubbed on the silk cloth, okay. Two glass rods are taken, children, and it is rubbed on the silk cloth. When two glass rods, both the glass rods are rubbed on the silk cloth, obviously both are going to be what? Both are going to be positively charged. Okay. Now this rod A, I'll give Namkaran Sanskar will do A and B. So A rod is going to be, A will be having positive charge, B will be having positive charge. That means there are same kind of charges. Okay. Now when the same kind of charges are developed, obviously when these two rods are brought near each other, these rods are going to repel each other. So what is proof, children? Opposite charges, what? Here we have opposite charges? No, we have same charges. So we'll talk about same charges. What is there? Same charges always repel each other. Now in the same thing only we'll do certain different thing. Okay. Now we'll take a ebonite rod. Okay. This is what? Ebonite rod. Now we will take a woolen cloth. Okay. We will take a woolen cloth. Please try to understand, children. Now when the ebonite rod, again we can take two ebonite rods. The experiments can be done in the many ways. This is rod A, this is rod B. If two ebonite rods are rubbed on the woolen cloth, both the rods are going to develop negative charge. Both the rods are going to develop negative charge. Now, when these two rods which are having negative charge are brought near each other, then again this will also repel each other. This will also repel each other. Now, in the third experiment, what we will do? We will take one rod from here. Okay, one is glass rod. Okay, one is glass rod, which is it visible to you? Okay, so I'll just write little bit this side. I don't know whether it is visible or not. Okay, so what we will do, children? In the next experiment, we will take a glass rod. Okay, this is a glass rod, and then we will take a ebonite rod as well. We will take a ebonite rod as well. Okay. Now, how we have taken glass rod? We will rub on the silk cloth. It will get which kind of charge, children? It will get positive charge, and we are going to rub the ebonite rod on the woolen cloth. It is going to have which charge? It will be having negative charge. Understood? And then when this kind of two rods are brought near each other, you can see it if you do it, that both the rods are attracting each other, or both the rods will get attracted towards each other. What does it proves? It proves that opposite charges attract each other. What does it prove? It proves that opposite charges attract each other. Okay, we'll revise whole this experiment from the beginning. Okay, we have taken here two glass rods. Okay, in the experiment number first, this is our experiment number first. Okay, this one is first. Now, in this first experiment, what is done? Two glass rods are taken. It is rubbed on the silk cloth. When the glass rod is rubbed, or we have two, so when the glass rods are rubbed on the silk cloth, positive charge will be developed. Okay. Now, when these kind of two rods, which kind of two rods? When the two rods of glass which are rubbed at the same time on the silk cloth are brought close to each other, what will happen, children? They will repel each other, they will go apart from each other, they will move far from each other. Okay, why? Because both the rods have developed positive charge over here. Okay, now we'll talk about the second experiment. This is our second experiment. Now here we are talking about two ebonite rods. Okay, we are talking about two ebonite rods, and this time both the rods are rubbed on the woolen cloth. Both the rods are rubbed on the woolen cloth. These both are going to have now negative charge. Again, when both these kind of rods, both ebonite rod which were rubbed on the woolen cloth, which have acquired negative charge on themselves, if these kind of rods are brought close to near each other, then they will also show the what repulsion. Okay, they will also move far from each other, they will also go apart from each other. Okay, what does it prove? It again proves that when the same kind of charges are brought near each other, they will repel each other, isn't it? Now, the third part of the experiment, will take one rod from here, glass rod which is rubbed on the silk cloth. We will take one rod from here, ebonite rod which is rubbed on the woolen cloth, and we will keep both the rods in front of each other. Now, we know glass rod when it was rubbed on silk cloth has developed positive charge, and ebonite rod which was rubbed on the woolen cloth has developed negative charge. When this kind of two rods are brought near each other, so what is there in front of each other? Negative and positive. That means positive charge rod and negative charge rod are there in front of each other, and so what is going to happen, children? These two rods will be attracted by each other. Okay, so by these two experiments, what is proved? It is proved that the same charges repel each other, and with the help of that experiment, what is proved, children? That the opposite charges always attract each other. Here what? Same charges always repel each other, and there what? Opposite charges always repel each other. Okay, so two things are now very clear. So we'll just write these things and then we'll talk about some new experiments. Okay, so when a glass rod is rubbed, I have not written this now, yes, is rubbed on a silk cloth. When a glass rod is rubbed on a silk cloth, the glass rod develops positive charge. Okay, now fourth point, when a ebonite rod is rubbed with a woolen cloth, it develops a negative charge. Okay, now what can be the fifth point? When two positively charged glass rods are brought near each other, okay, when two positively charged glass rods are brought near each other, they will repel each other. They will repel each other. Okay, sixth, when two negatively charged ebonite rods are brought together, they also repel each other. Now last point of this, but when, now I'll have to write in very short because there is no place. So when positively charged glass rod is brought near negatively, I am writing in short, okay, negative ebonite rod, they attract each other. I think it is very clear that when glass rod is rubbed to a silk cloth, it acquires a positive charge. When two such glass rods are brought together, they will repel each other. When ebonite rod is rubbed with a woolen cloth, it is going to develop a negative charge, and when two rods are brought close to each other, they will also repel each other. Okay. So positive will repel, negative will repel. Okay, but when, which kind of a rod? When a glass rod with a positive charge and a ebonite rod with a negative charge are brought close to each other, they will attract each other. From these experiments, two things are proved, that the similar charges, what they do, they repel each other, but the opposite charges attract each other. Now we will talk about few more experiments, but we'll just out this. If a pen is rubbed on the woolen cloth and brought near the beads of paper, it attracts the beads of paper. When even the pen can be replaced with the help of a scale. Okay, when the balloons are inflated and they are rubbed on the cloths and they are when we bring it very close to the wall, what will happen, children? It is going to be attracted towards the wall, it will be attached over on the walls. Now, very interesting thing, when both balloons are rubbed on the clothes, okay, like this, and then when they are brought close to each other, what they will do? They will repel each other, okay, because the same kind of a charge is developed. Okay, now this thing that we have discussed. So we will discuss few more points. Just I will clean this board.